good to see you. It's Keleas with Keleas.com. Are you ready for our latest kit? I sure am. We're going to have so much fun making this project together. And I want to show you the supplies that are coming in the kit. You're going to get this great swag base that's ready to go, which makes it go so fast and so easy, which makes our kits great for beginners because a lot of the placement has been done for you and you can whip it out really quickly. You're also going to get 2 different ribbons, and we're going to walk through you step by step on how to make a gorgeous bow for this swag. But you can see how beautiful, classic Christmas this is going to be. Then we're going to use some lovely, lovely pine spray that also comes in your kit. It's got the berries and the pine cones. We'll be putting that in there. And to finish it off, we're going to use some adorable, bright, big, red, juicy berries that are going to be so pretty together. So here's all the supplies we're going to use to put this kit together. To build out the top of our swag, just like we would in design school, I'm going to teach you here how to make a beautiful top to this design, okay? So let me bring it a little bit down on my reed stand, and you can make this flat on a table too if you don't have a place to stand it up. I am using an electric skillet for hot glue. You can use a glue gun also. I'm just going to remind you about being safe with your glue gun and making sure you're very, very careful when you're, of course, using a glue gun. So this particular stem here comes with a little wire kind of connecting them all together. I'm going to take and just cut that off. And this part, I love this because of the long length of these stems, and we're able to position them how we want. And they're already kind of beautiful how they are, but we're going to use them individually and push them down into our swag. In a little bit, we're going to make a gorgeous bow to go right in here. But in the meantime, I want to form out the shape I want of my swag. So I'm going to use this particular berry spray just going straight up in there. So there's some little wires in here. And I'm going to try to just sneak this in right in there. We don't need it quite that long. We'll cut it down to about 4 inches will be plenty. And I'm just going to leave an area open for our bow and just tuck this right into this great base. This has a wonderful angel vine base, which is really easy to pop things in. So you're going to get everything to make the swag as pictured here on this kit. But you guys, if you wanted to add more, this base is really easy to add more if you want to pop some pieces into it. So that first piece is going straight up down the middle, and then we're going to flank it with 2 other pieces. And this is probably the most important placement you do in this, is wherever this pine cone is on your swag, you want to use this opposite, okay? So that will spread the eye out on the design, and we'll come out over to this side. So I'm going to cut this down to about 6 inches, and then we're going to come in over here on the right. And I'm still leaving room for the bow. Now, if you decide, hey, Clee, I want to use my ribbon for another project, and I'm going to go no bow, you could just squish these in and leave no zone for the bow, and you're good, okay? And you see the pine cones are opposite. I love that. These are so fun and funky. I love that you can position those just like we want them. Now, this piece is going to come over here to the left, so I'm going to do the same thing. Cut this down to about a 4-inch stem. These are pretty good stems if you want to save them for another project. They're definitely the little pieces I'd save to use again. And I'm going to press this in. So I'm dipping these in the glue. I'm getting a little glue on them, and then they're going in. And what I like to do is I like to make a big kind of crown up here for my beautiful bow to sit on top of. Okay, and then we're ready. We've got the section for the bow all ready to put in. We're going to tie that bow and put it all together. Hey, Blue Marinos, we're going to tie the bow for this swag, and I'm really excited about doing it today. We're going to be adding a little bit of plaid in with this gorgeous berry. You are going to need to bring your swag over to the bow maker so we can kind of get an idea of how long we want the tails to be. So bring your swag over. And what I want you to do is measure from the top of where the bow zone is right here down, and that'll give you an idea of how long your tail is, okay? And you can choose how far you want yours to come down. I like mine to come down the whole length of the dang swag. I really like it. So that's about 20, I'd say about 26 inches here. So I'm going to bring that to the center of my bow maker and twist it, okay? Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go out to 6.5 is good. 6.5 inches, and keep that nice and loopy. Then I'm going to go 6.5 on this side and twist it. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put in 2 loops on each side at 6.5. Okay, 6.5 over here. Scrunch it down, and then take and cut these at opposite angles. Okay, and I like to just go ahead and cut them at an angle. You can dovetail them if you like, but I'm just going to cut them at an angle. So we got both 2 loops on either side. Now I'm going to come in with my plaid and put it in, and what I want to do is cut that at an angle also. And I like this tail to be about 3/4 the length of the other tail. So, you know, just coming down pretty far down the length, okay? Bring that back to the center here, and I'm going to twist. And now I'm going to do 3 loops of this one. So that'll kind of nicely space these out between the others, and we're going to go smaller at 6 inches, okay? So hold it in the center. This is an easy bow maker. If you need a link for to grab you one, we'll be happy to share that with you. Just let us know in the comments. And we're going out at 6 inches, okay? On every side here. We're going to do 3. Come on back, and let's do the third one, and twist. And you can see I'm separating them out. The 2 will be at the bottom, and the 3 will be on top. And scrunch it down. And just take these and cut these at opposite angles right here. Okay, and the last step is I'm going to come back with one little pop of that other ribbon we had first, and we'll put that on top. I'm going to take and cut this at an angle. Y'all, anytime I'm going to film or do anything, all the crazy noises come. Like they're power washing. But I will not be stopped. 4 inches on either side here. Scrunch those down, and we got a beautiful, beautiful bow. Okay, I'm going to come in with my cable ties now. We're going to take this off the bow maker. And I am going to put this right up the center. Hold your finger on that as you bring it up. There you go, fantastic. Now rotate that around back. And go ahead and separate each of these out. Isn't that beautiful? Oh yeah. Separate these guys out. And you can see we've shaped up our bow just beautifully. Now take it and flip it around. Add your cable tie in the back. So you're going to get the ribbon in the kit. You'll need to have your own scissors, wire cutters, glue, and cable ties. But you're going to get everything else you need in the kit. And it's up to you what you want to use down the center, but for me, I think plaid would look just adorable down the center. And I'll use that to hide my mechanics right up the middle. This is such a beautiful classic piece. Cut like a 12-inch piece of ribbon, fold it on itself, and go right down the middle. Look how pretty that is. Oh, that is so pretty right in there. Now take and put a couple of knots back there. And then you can just trim off those tails and you are good to go. And our bow's done. Now let's put this all together. So we're going to put the bow we just made, and I'm going to set it in this section right here above the big berry clusters. And I'll just grab the main part of the design here. It's got a really thick stem you can go right through. And then I'm going to bring it over and add some tension to this and kind of get it tight. And we do want this one a little sucked in. Sometimes you don't want that look, but this time I do. I'm going to grab my wire cutters and cut that off when I'm happy with the particular tenseness. And now what we've got to do is spread out all of our loops and get them positioned really pretty. I like to take that extra long tail that we cut and like let it run in the back. I'll pick this up and show it to you full length once we start putting the berries in a minute. So it's just looking extraordinary. I love all this. I think it's really pretty. And we have more ribbon. So if we decide we want to add some more ribbons coming down here in the front of the design, we can. I'm going to separate this part out and totally let these two pieces kind of pull up the center, move this to the middle, and you can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking my time and separating out the gorgeous parts of the bow. Now I like to curl these little pieces that are coming in the front. You could dovetail these if you wanted to have them a little more formal. That's totally fine, but it's looking great. I'm going to move this up just a little bit by giving it a bit of a bend. And these are on such nice wired bases, you can definitely do that. Okay, our bow is in. It's looking really pretty. Our pieces are coming down the sides. Oh, look how gorgeous. So pretty. Now, what I want to do next is I'm going to take and just kind of take it to the next level. Just like I teach in design school, when you add another layer, you're just taking your piece to the next level. And I'm going to do that with these berries. So we're going to cut these berries off the bush because we're going to use all of them. And I like how these are long and bold berries. They're big, but they have a lot of length to them. And because they're so nicely wired, we can pop these in really easily. Okay, so I'm going to take my biggest piece I've got here. I'm going to move this up on my raise stand for you guys. Way here to the top. I'm going to take my biggest piece, my most, flamboyant berry that's way out here, and we're going to use it kind of coming right down the middle. So I'm going to get some good amount of glue on that, and we're going to push that right in over here to the side. And it's not going to go straight down the middle, it's going to kind of come out to the side right here. And it's really flying out, and I can have it kind of bend in a little and just move. And see how I'm having it come off the base? That's the key here, to make it look a little bit fancier. Okay, now I'm going to take the next side. Most of the others are about the same length. And we're going to come on this side, go up a little bit higher. We're going to use what we call the zigzag technique as we bring these pieces in. Y'all, so when you're making this kit, you're going to get a little bit of taste of design school in how you're presenting it. And this is just a great way for you to kind of start off with us if you've never seen one of the tutorials or made a project. I think this is a fun one to start with, especially for Christmas time and all the holidays. This is just a classic one. And I'm just pushing these into this easy to work with base. It's super easy. Okay, and that leaves me still a 4 for up at the top. So I'm going to bring it down and we're going to work up here. So you can see those just added this nice depth popping out of there. I love that. Now we're coming out of the top and we're going to have the same kind of party going up here. I'm going to take my very longest piece and we're going to use it kind of to the side. You can pick right or left. You pick one and then we're going to pop that in. So I'm going to get glue on it. We're going to come in here. And this is kind of going to go right behind where we attach that bow. So slide it behind that cable tie. It'll help hold it in. And then give this a little bit of a bump forward. Let these kind of come forward. Remember, that's how I talk about your work looking just a little bit above the rest when you pop in a little dimension. All right, I'm going to use another one going up high, a shorter one. I'm going to use it on the other side. We want to pop these opposite each other. So one tall one, one short one. Okay, push it in, beautiful. And that's going right where we had that green. Now we have 2 more pieces that we want to use kind of coming out of the bow. We call that in design school breaking the plane of the bow. And that's what we're going to do here too with you. We're going to break the plane of this bow and really make it rock out. So come in between a couple of layers and just push it into the base here. So there is, the angel vine is really thick in that area. So watch when you're pushing it in. Yep, there it went in just fine. Oh, how pretty. And I'm going to have this kind of come down and out just a little bit. Really fun. And then we're going to have one more. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to have this one kind of come down a little. Same kind of idea, but coming down. And it's going to come out of the bow. Remember, we've got these fun pine cones here. This one is kind of in the back off to the side, and this one's right here. I'm going to go right underneath that. Just push that into the pine. Let that come out and come down. Now give that bow one last little fluff. And we did it, guys. You could add more ribbon tails down the center if you wanted to, but we did a great job. I'm loving this. I can't wait to see what you do with your kit, whether you make it like this or you make it for a table or maybe you do something completely different. But make sure you share with us here at Keleas. We can't wait to see what you make. Go have fun with flowers and I'll see you guys next time.